February 23rd, the O2 Arena, James Degale vs Chris Eubank Jr. is on. The long-awaited grudge match has been made for February 23rd, and it is going to be a cracker. James Degale is coming back just from winning his world title over Caleb Truax, where he lost the first fight, but he had to go over to America and win his world title back. His performance wasn't all that great, but still, he regained his world title. He relinquished his world title, though, to avoid facing Uzcatsky, his mandatory, and now will face Chris Eubank Jr. Eubank Jr. is also on the comeback trail after his loss over George Groves for the WBA world title. George Groves would go on to lose his world title in the final of the WBSS though, but Chris Eubank Jr. has come back against JJ McDonough and won that fight convincingly. He tried to display his boxing skills more in that fight instead of just going guns blazing trying to take the guy out, but ultimately he managed to stop the guy anyway. But the Chris Eubank Jr. and James Degale fight has been long anticipated, and this is a fight that has been long talked about and was definitely spoke about a lot while James Degale was champion, but Degale never really wanted to give Eubank the opportunity, and rightly so. He was under no obligation to do so. But now, at this point in James Degale's career, Degale is not ruling out retirement after this fight, considering his performance. If he doesn't perform great, then he may retire. It just depends how he feels in the ring, how he performs, how he looks, and how he dispatches Chris Eubank Jr. if he is able to do so. Because let's face it, James Degale did not look great in his last two fights. Even though he did win his world title back off of Caleb Truax, he done it through brute force and no real game plan. He didn't look great in there, but he just won it back from going to war with Caleb Truax. He wasn't the slick boxer he once was. The injury he had previously sustained and the recovery has clearly been unforgiving, and while it may feel okay and healthy, he just cannot do what he once could. Fighters grow old overnight, unfortunately, but Degale still has one left in him, and will leave it all in the ring against Eubank if he can. Eubank still has more to give in the game though, despite the lack of boxing IQ he showed in the ring with George Groves that night. He can learn from that, and one thing he does possess that many don't is the determination to learn and get better, and learn from his mistakes, and learn fast. He must learn from that fight, otherwise he will be defeated in the same fashion against James Degale. Chris Eubank doesn't seem to be dwelling on the Groves loss really at all. It is what happened and he has to move on, and rightly so. He shouldn't be mourning the past because he still has a career in front of him, and his next stop is James Degale. James Degale has had a great career and has a great resume, but Chris Eubank is still searching for his marquee fight, and maybe James Degale is that. It is Chris Eubank Jr.'s ambition to become world champion one day, and he hopes one day he will achieve that, but he must come past James Degale first, and although Degale may be not the same fighter he once was, he is still a very tough opponent for Eubank, and if he brings it and his boxing ability, then it's a very tough night for Chris Eubank Jr. It is the toughest test for him in his career, besides the George Groves fight. This is going to be one of his toughest tests to date, and he must come through it if he can. But James Degale, on the other hand, he's looking to regain a world title one day himself. So this fight will show us where the fighters are and where they may be going. What do you think of this fight, guys? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please also like the video and subscribe for more content. Thank you, guys.